Hello there, my name is Sideshow, and we're going to be doing something slightly different today on the Team Fortress TV YouTube channel. We're going to be doing a review of a product that we were given for DreamHack Summer by Plantronics. That's a Platronics GameCom Commander headset, and we've got some players who played at DreamHack Summer from the team known as Crowns. They were called nameless at the time though. We've got Stark, Captain, Spud, and Drac here just to give their thoughts of the product. We were given the Plantronics headsets, the GameCom Commanders, for free to use at DreamHack Summer as part of a deal with Plantronics to promote them through our tournament, and they asked us to produce an impartial review afterwards on this channel. So the product itself, the Plantronics headset, is a very noise isolating headset. It has a microphone attached as well, and we were using them to try and stop all the sound from the exhibition area of DreamHack leaking through. There's some incredibly noisy booths there, and also we wanted to stop the players being able to hear the casters because the event was live. So if they were able to hear the casters, it would have given away a lot of plays, player positions, etc. So that was something that we really wanted to stop. At DreamHack Winter, the previous time, players had just been using their own peripherals, and one of the biggest complaints we got was that they couldn't hear each other, that they were finding it very difficult to hear the game itself over the sound of the other booths in the area, and we weren't able to do the tournament live as well because of the risk that they could hear the casters. So that was the issue we were trying to solve with these Plantronics headsets. So when we do this review, we're going to be thinking about noise isolation, the sound quality, microphone quality, and how comfortable they were, as well as any other things that tend to crop up along the way. But we have Stark, Captain, Spud, and Drac here, as I said. So what are your overall thoughts, guys? And would you use them again?
Yeah, I'd definitely use them again. Like, they were surprisingly good quality. Normally, when I go to events like these, the sound is just really quiet coming out of the PCs because of all the background noise. But they were loud and not that uncomfortable, to be honest. Like, it was isolating, so they're kind of squishing down into your ears, but it didn't hurt. It was just kind of firmly on your head and blocked out a lot of sound. So yeah, they were great.
Compared to like using my own headphones at LAN, it's just that the noise cancelling mostly was just much better. You could pretty much not hear, like you could, well, pretty much not hear the background noise at all, which was like really nice playing at LAN with it. The mic quality itself also was like good, like everyone was just really clear, whereas like sometimes when you play at LAN or something, people just have worse mics, but it was just like fine, you could hear everything properly. Sound quality was like fine, nothing to complain. It's like, it wasn't really a downgrade for my headphones.
Were you able to make out any words from the casters? That's the main thing that has to be avoided for the sake of competitive integrity, so were you able to pick out specifics?
Like, the only things you could basically hear was like when a big play or something along those lines happened, you could just hear the crowd cheer, which isn't necessarily like a downside because like you know it happened anyway because you're playing, but you couldn't make out like voices or anything. Like if casters were saying anything, you couldn't understand that at all. You could only hear like really loud combined noise. So for like competitive integrity wise, it was like, well, good basically. Like you can play at live events without actually being able to hear the casters.
Hafikul, when he was making a spy play, I think it was on like Gullywash or something, or like one of the maps we were playing in, he overheard the casters calling spy, and if he was able to do it, there might have been like a lull in the enemy comms, then that could have completely given it away. I myself didn't hear it, but I think it's worth a mention that, and he was the person sat next to me at the event, so for him to be able to hear it, maybe it just depends on the the fitting of the headset for him. But overall, I had no issues. Like my opinion is pretty much similar to Stark. I really enjoyed the quality. The actual noise cancelling aspect of it is something I haven't yet come across, and it was really nice. I thought they'd be very, very good. To use again. I really liked them actually. The comfort was fine. Probably even a bit more comfortable than my headset. So yeah, I definitely use them again for sure.
Stark, I know that you were at DreamHack Winter and DreamHack Summer where we had the two different setups with your own peripherals, your own headsets and microphones at DreamHack Winter, and these Plantronics noise isolating headsets at DreamHack Summer. What do you feel like the differences were?
DreamHack Winter was absolutely horrendous without decent headphones and microphones. There was just this, I don't know, Swedish techno being pounded in the in the stall next to us, and we couldn't hear a thing. It was so bad. It was a world of difference compared to when we had the Plantronics headsets.
Just to clarify, what was the gear that you were using at DreamHack Winter, and how would you describe the differences between using your equipment designed for use at home and the Plantronics?
Well, I use a decent pair of headphones at home, but they're open ear, so they literally don't block anything. It was unbelievably loud. I couldn't tell what was going on, and the experience is just completely different. Like, because normally you kind of go to LAN and everything's different, but you can kind of, I don't know, the stakes are higher and so on, but without these good headphones, without the Plantronics, it's just unbelievably different because you can't even hear any in-game sound. You can't hear what your teammates are saying. But with the Plantronics, it was just much more similar to how I play on back at home.
Captain, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being no headphones at all and 10 being fully noise isolated where you can't hear a thing, where would you place normal headphones and where would you place these Plantronics?
Let's say a normal set is like 5, 6, something like that. Like, you can still hear your teammates, but you can also hear the background noise, whereas this was like 8, 9. Like, you could still hear something. Obviously it can't cancel everything, but it was at the point where like the background noise wasn't an issue anymore.
So we've talked a lot about the noise isolation, but how was the microphone quality as well? Was it as well functioning as the noise isolation? Were you able to hear each other very easily?
While you were talking, it picked up very little. I was actually really impressed by the microphone. It did pick up like surround sounds. Say if you use voice activation rather than push to talk, it did pick up the surround sounds if you weren't talking. But the second you started speaking, it all just kind of died away.
Yeah, it was actually really good. Like, most of the time, I think a few of the people on our team like used voice activation, and the only time it's sort of I noticed that activated was like there was a Mortal Kombat event going on behind us, and when it got really, really bassy suddenly, I could sort of hear it through the headset as well. But generally, like the voice activation, like the microphone was really good quality.
I know that Tom, one of the players for Comfortably Spanked, who may have a slightly fatter head than usual, said that he felt his head was being squished a little bit by the Plantronics. They do sit quite heavily on your head with a bit of pressure. What do you feel the comfort was like? Would you want to use them again or in other situations?
Personally, I would. If I didn't have any other headphones, I'd be happy to buy those headphones and just use them for everything. Like, they're comfortable. Like, they do put on a little bit of pressure onto your head, but you could just loosen them when the isolation isn't a big issue. I've got some good headphones, I really like the fact that they're open when there's no noise going on outside. I'd use them for most of the time, but for traveling, I guess I would use the Plantronics just to kind of cancel out the noise of the whatever I'm traveling on, annoying kids in the backseat, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'd be happy to use them all the time.
Thank you very much to Crowns for doing this review, and thanks again to Plantronics for giving us the use of their product at DreamHack Summer. It really did help us out immensely.